Let's introduce quarter two and some of the decision making that we have to prepare. Quarter two is really focused on establishing the strategic direction for your firm. In order for you to establish your strategic direction, you have to analyze the market information that you have created and received from quarter one. Consider your available financial resources. Consider the cost to open sales outlet. Consider the cost to set up and operate the factory. And establish your strategic direction in regard to what is it that you want to stand for, what kind of overall strategy do you want to follow, and then develop the functional strategies as a consequence of your overall strategy. You have a micro simulation within the simulation that you have to actually execute in preparation for quarter two. That micro simulation is actually a very helpful tool for the overall conceptualization of what strategy means. And while we know from Porter that there are certain strategies that we all familiar with, differentiation, mass marketing, and niche strategies, there are also deviations from that you can follow. Let's talk about setting up shop. Setting up shop really starts foremost with your factory. Where should you locate the factory based on your overall strategic plan? It depends, of course, on how much does it cost to produce in that location, as well as what are the logistics costs to bring product to the markets that you pursue. Next, you have to develop a channel strategy. Are you going to focus more on brick and mortar sales outlets, or are you going to focus on web centers? Both have advantages and disadvantages. One is a little easier and faster moving in its changes. The other one takes a little bit to create effectiveness. All of that is explained in the simulation. Try to plot your geographical market expansion for the next 4 quarters and beyond. Because you cannot go into all markets at the same time at the beginning, given your restrictions that are sometimes based on your financial resources, but also based on my instructions on how to go about the start of the game. You need to figure out whether you want to go into certain geographical directions, whether you want to be in all geographies, when I want to leave some out, where would be the biggest potential for the segments you pursue, etc., etc. You do have to open initial sales offices or web centers because sales will have to be prepared. We're asking you to design 2 brands for target market segments, and that of course will take a lot of effort in the quarter 2. Please remember, customers buy benefits, not features. What's the benefit of a microcomputer? It depends on the target segment. Once you select a segment, you should design a brand to meet the needs of the segment. So for example, using a computer on the road is important to the traveler segment. What features would benefit the use of a laptop on the road? That should be your guiding principle for designing the brand. So for example, would it be a slim and rugged portable design because of the bumps that one receives while traveling? Should it be a flat screen, 10 inches color, how heavy is a certain screen, and will that extra weight be beneficial or detrimental to the use on the road? How about network and internet connections? Let's look at how they benefit the traveler segment, not from the brand design perspective, but from the needs satisfaction perspective. And then, of course, the question is, how far would you go in giving customers what they want? Is more speed, more software applications, more memory, more keys on the keyboard always valued? Or could it be that some more of the feature even make a customer unhappy? So for example, in the traveler segment that we just discussed, if everything that you can possibly cram into a laptop makes the laptop really heavy, is that really something that a customer in the laptop traveler segment would like? With that said, I am going to have an excursion on response functions. For those of you who already know about response functions, you can skip it. For those who might like to have a little more understanding, please look at the next mini lecture.